Okie dokie. Let's find the exact value of some trig functions. This sometimes can get a little confusing for students, but we want to find the sine of 2x, cosine of 2x, and we also want to find the tangent of 2x. And what we're given here is some information. So we're given the angle. So first off, sine of 2x, we are given sine of u. So actually, we're probably going to be finding the sine of 2u, whatever that may be. So sine of 2u, cosine of 2u, and tangent of 2u. So from here, we do want to probably write out, I always like to write out a little triangle of what information we have. So where is u? U is located, it says, right here between pi and 3 pi over 2. So it's going to be in the third quadrant. So this is in the third quad right there. And in our third quadrant, what we know is we have opposite is going to be -4. Hypotenuse is 5 because it's opposite over hypotenuse. And this is going to be -3 because it's 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay, cool. So now, since we know sine of u is that, well, sine of 2u, well, let's use a double angle formula to put this in terms of something we know and love. So to make this easier, we know that sine of 2u is actually equal to 2 sine of u cosine of u. So what does that mean? Well, if I want to find sine of u, we know that 2 times sine of u is actually -4 over 5. And we also know that cosine, now looking at this, cosine of u is going to be -3 over 5. And so we can simplify this to 24 over 25. We can go down here and say, okay, what is cosine of 2u? Well, let's just take this one. I'm going to use this one because it seems pretty easy. We know cosine of 2u is going to be cosine squared of u minus sine squared of u. And we can write this out. And I'll just put this over here. Cosine squared of u, well, cosine we know is going to equal -3/5. And we're going to square it. Minus sine, which is -4/5. Square it. And so we have is 9 minus 16 all over 25, because both those are going to be the same. This is going to be minus because it's going to turn into positive 16. And so we have is -7 over 25 as our solution. Okay, so what is tangent of 2u? Tangent of 2u, you can see this one once again. Tangent of 2u is going to be 2 tangent of u over 1 minus tangent squared of u. Well, let's write this out. Well, what is 2 tangent? Tangent of u is going to be opposite over adjacent, which would be 4/3. So 2 times 4/3 all over, give myself a little room here, 1 minus tangent of u, which is 4/3 squared. So then we have 8/3 over 1 minus 16/9. And that can be simplified to 9 and be 8/3 over negative 9 over 9 is going to be 7/9, which we know can be simplified to 8/3 times -9/7, which that can be canceled out and turn 3. So we have -24/7. Hopefully I did all my arithmetic and algebra right in that. Okay. 9 over 9. We have to get common denominator just so everyone knows how I get that. 9 over 9. And that's going to be -7. Yes. Okay. And doing that. All right. So that's how we can solve a problem like so. Find the exact value. I'm going to do one more, and this time I'm giving cotangent of u equals -4. All right. Just for good measure. In doing so, this is saying we're going to be in the fourth quadrant. This is the fourth quad. And let's just write this out real quick. And so whenever you're doing this, we're going to go and say, okay, boom, fourth quadrant. this is going to be cotangent is adjacent over opposite. And in this case, we're going to have, oops, that's going to be positive. All right, 4 over -1. And then if we want to figure out this hypotenuse, we have 4 squared plus -1 squared. Take the square root, and so that would be square root of 17. Square root of 17. Okay, so that's our values. That's our triangle. So let's just really quick figure this out. And if we have 2x, once again, we can go through here, and we just go through and say 2, and this can be u in this case, 2 sine of u, cosine of u, which we can write out as, once again, 2 times sine of u, which is going to be -1/4, times cosine, which would be, not -1/4, what am I talking about? Apologize, -1 over the square root of 17. There we go. Times cosine. Cosine is going to be 4 over the square root of 17, which can be simplified to -8 over 17. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. And you can go through and do the other ones. I am going to just write this out. You can do either one. I'm going to go with this one. Let's just try that one. I'm going to go something different. 1 minus 2 times sine squared, because it doesn't matter what you pick. I'm going to take 1 minus 2 sine. Sine is going to be -1 over the square root of 17 squared. And so now what do we have left? That's going to be 1 minus 2 times 1/17. It's going to be 17 over 17 minus 2 over 17, which is going to give us 15/17 is going to be our answer for that. Okay, and then going through this one, we can figure out the last, but certainly not least, the tangent of 2u, which is 2 tangent of u over 1 minus tangent squared of u. Well, we know we have cotangent of u, which is going to be the reciprocal of that, so this one should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's going to be -1/4 is going to be the tangent, and then we're going to have 1 minus -1/4 squared. And you can simplify this. I'm going to let you do that by yourselves just to save time because when you're going through here. But this is, once again, how you can solve their exact values doing different equations. Sometimes students get confused by this. Make sure you identify the quad, draw out your triangle, find out all the different values. For cotangent, it's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over opposite. And then we have to find our hypotenuse by using Pythagorean theorem and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that helps you out on finding exact values using, once again, the double angle formulas. All right. Yeah, good luck and God bless on your homework and the rest of your problems.